shall loyalty. Praises to our Savior who granted us our freedom. Allegiance to the hero who bowed the lonely gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in our nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Fellow Ambazonians, fellow citizens of our dear fatherland, revolutionary greetings to you. Most especially all of you caught up in the crossfire that La République du Cameroon has continued to unleash on our territory. In the recent weeks, as you are forced out of your homes, I continue to see many of you picking up your bags and heading to unknown destinations, destinations you never planned for, destinations in which you know nobody and probably have no help, destinations you know not when to return from. I feel your pain, I feel your worries, and I feel your frustrations. As you wallop in this despair, I would like to remind you that we are at the crossroads of our history. Think about this. One generation had an idea. Then another generation initiated the idea, and there is one generation that is ordained to finish or actualize it. We are that generation that actualizes this great idea. The pain and anguish may be excruciating and perhaps long, but that pain and agony we feel now cannot be by any means be compared to the days of joy and glory that lie just ahead. I come to you today to assure you that your sacrifices and resilience will pay off soon, really soon. Our forefathers suddenly awakened to the idea that they were duped into a fraudulent union with French Cameroon. The SCNC initiated the idea of this struggle starting from AAC-1 in 1993 in Buea. And in 2016, there was a rebirth of the idea. It since caught fire, leading to the revolution we are now in. We are the generation that is bound to correct this grave injustice that our forefathers woke up to. The men, women, and children of this our generation are the true children of our patriots and statesmen like Ogden Ngomjoa, the Venerable Dr. E.M.L. Ndeli, Dr. John Bufoncha, and the feared warriors of Sako, Kupe Manenguba, Manyu, Lebialem, Com, So, and many others who fought and won wars and defeated Germans with unparalleled bravery and without mistakes. Our ancestors, they all conquered in their own time the imperialist forces. We in this time cannot therefore afford to chicken out when our victory depends solely on us to reclaim. As things stand right now, we have no other option but to win this war. I want to assure you, with God on our side, we shall win this war of independence. Winning has become inevitable. It is the only option before us because of the capricious silence of the United Nations, which is supposed to have ensured that the Southern Cameroon's Amazonia is fully and unconditionally decolonized. Dear patriots, I want to remind you all that 20th May has been banned and outlawed by our interim government throughout the territory of the Federal Republic of Amazonia for the rest of our lifetime. We cannot celebrate a holiday that commemorates our conquest. Southern Cameroons and Southern Cameroonians, we are not conquered people. We deny to be a conquered people. We cannot celebrate a holiday that commemorates the biggest fraud perpetuated against us as a people, a fraudulent referendum and a constitutional overreach by our new colonial master, French Cameroon. We cannot and should never again celebrate the official burial of a failed union between two former Category B trust territories, one that never fulfilled a single statutory requirement of the United Nations. 20th May is French Cameroon's colonial victory day. It is their Empire Day. It is not our own. Let us start this year's 20th May celebrations, the feast of shame and national mourning. The interim government is therefore calling on all residents and citizens of Amazonia to stay indoors and walk around their compounds barefooted and observe the mother of all ghost towns on Friday 18th to Sunday the 20th of May 2018. Your interim government cannot guarantee the safety of any child, student, brother, sister, mother or father, citizen or resident in Amazonia during this period because our intelligence suggests that there is a very high probability that French Cameroon, after literally burning down 35 of our villages, will turn their focus now on our towns. This genocidal regime of Paul Biya has become desperate, setting up fake CPDM self-defense groups that look like our able and disciplined restoration forces. They are being assigned right now to commit mayhem on our innocent women and children in our cities. Francophones in Amazonia, or citizens of French Cameroon, will specifically be the target in an attempt to cast our restoration forces as terrorist groups. We have appealed to them to leave for their own safety, as their security cannot be guaranteed at this time. Fellow countrymen of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, we have observed with dismay the silence of the international community towards the ongoing genocide and cold-blooded crimes committed against our people by the terrorist state of French Cameroon in our territory. This silence from the international community is cruel, it is sickening, and it is inhuman. Our people are being burnt alive in their sleep. 8-year-old kids are being gunned down in front of their helpless mothers. Our youth hiding in forests, and some are being hunted like games. Others are tortured daily on the streets, and thousands are imprisoned by Paul Biya's death squads with total impunity. While the UN is looking away, in the back end, the leaders of the free world who teach us the values of democracy and universal human rights are aiding and abetting the king of genocide, Paul Biya, to exterminate Amazonians under the guise of fighting Boko Haram terrorists. How can anyone with a sane mind give the southern Cameroons and Boko Haram the same appellation? We are not terrorists because we have never used violence to achieve our goals. We are only defending ourselves. We cannot unilaterally stop defending ourselves when our towns and villages with machine guns, helicopters, and tanks are being destroyed. Yes, we can also use proportionate violence to defend ourselves against a ruthless enemy who wants to exterminate all of us like rats and cockroaches. Defending oneself is not called terrorism. It is called self-defense. We are not the aggressors here. We are not and cannot be expected not to defend ourselves against French Cameroon's state terrorists. We therefore condemn in the strongest term the offer of the 2 military aircrafts by the US government to the genocidal regime of Paul Biya at this time, under the pretext of fighting Boko Haram. The BBC, in the second half of last year, published online a report that Boko Haram in Cameroon has been defeated, but not eliminated. Isn't it therefore illogical to say that the Cameroon government really needed these surveillance jets to help them defeat a defeated Boko Haram? We are really concerned with this development, even with the assurances of the United States ambassador that the military jets will not be used in the war against Amazonia. The Paul Biya regime will certainly find ingenious ways of using this equipment to kill peace-loving Southern Cameroonians and blame some of our terrorists, some of our activists for contributing to radicalize our population through hate speech. It beats my imagination that the United States ambassador to Cameroon did not use that opportunity to decry the ongoing, targeted, and indiscriminate killing of Southern Cameroonians by Paul Biya's genocide squads spread all over our national territory. Dear compatriots, fellow Amazonians, our true heroes are those bullet-ridden bodies littered on waysides, some in graves and others in mass graves. The only honor we should give them is a victory monument in our capital city, Buea. For those of our comrades languishing in concentration camps in the French Republic of Cameroon, Let me assure you that we will not end this struggle unless we all die or we see a free Amazonia. Our mothers and children in refugee camps and in the forests of Amazonia, we hear your desperate cries. Those with terrible gunshot wounds in hospitals, or those hiding in the bushes with terrible wounds for fear of French Cameroon state terrorist soldiers. Let me assure you that whether by limping or walking, we will all get to Buea. The God of Amazonia will answer your prayers speedily and send you the good people of this world to remember you as they sleep well in their mansions. Every Southern Cameroonian who has not yet contributed to alleviate the sufferings of our fellow citizens, their reasons notwithstanding, is selfish, wicked, and insensitive. Please do me a favor right now. Go to www.mytriptobuea.com and make your donation of any amount, or call the number on the website and give. Give now, lest your gift becomes medicine to the dead. On collaboration. Many are asking if the IG has ditched the project for strategic collaboration with others. The answer is no. We are listening to Amazonians and considering the setting up of platforms for meaningful strategic collaboration to make the IG more representative and inclusive. In the days ahead, after due consultation with our Restoration Council, I will roll out my vision and plan for a healthier revolution and a more perfect union where many more dedicated patriots in our struggle who are currently outside the IG, but who really mean well for our revolution, will have a path to contribute in the day-to-day business of our government as we march towards the full recovery of our nation from its cruel occupiers. In the meantime, we are requesting all remaining self-defense groups, the legitimate ones on ground zero, to align with the ASC for proper vetting, better coordination, and greater efficiency. We desire to enable other similar platforms to bring the willing together. We can only win as a team, and win, we must win. God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Amazonia, and short live the struggle. Bye-bye.
Amazonians pledge our loyalty. Present to our Savior who granted us our freedom. Our letters to the hero who bore the lonely diablo. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in our nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father, for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Amazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation,
Alain Spécial. The time is now, and now is the time. The truth is that Anglophones have been marginalized in Cameroon. I took a decision never to talk about politics, but the rate at which my people are dying makes me speak for them. The citizens of a country live by the laws